From being called a safe option at Man United to standing shoulder to shoulder with football's greatest stars on the Ballon Dor stage, this isn't a fairy tale, this is McTominay's reality. Serie A champion, Napoli's heartbeat, the league's MVP, a player who left the comfort of Old Trafford and found greatness in Naples. Today we're diving into the incredible story of how Scott McTominay went from a backup midfielder at United to becoming one of the most loved players in Italy and a Ballon Dor nominee. McTominay's story starts in Preston, where as a 5-year-old he joined Manchester United's development centre. He wasn't the fastest or the most skillful, but he stood out for one thing: mentality. Coaches described him as obsessed with learning, a sponge for information and absolutely relentless. But between the ages of 14 and 18 his career almost collapsed. A massive growth spurt left him struggling with injuries, coordination issues and doubts over whether he'd even make it through the academy. But Scott never quit. He fought through the pain, and in 2013 he signed his first professional contract for Man United. Fast forward to 2017 and it was Jose Mourinho who handed him his debut. At that time United's dressing room was packed with egos and superstars, but Mourinho wanted someone dependable, someone he could trust. That's when Scott came in. He wasn't flashy, he didn't take risks, and he did what he was told, followed the plan and gave everything physically. Mourinho even created an award just for him, Manager's Player of the Year. But under Mourinho, McTominay was a soldier, not a star. His job was simple: protect the back four when second balls, stick to the system. He survived, but he didn't thrive. Everything shifted when Ole Gunnar Solskjær arrived in 2018. The mood lifted. There was more freedom and more trust in young players, and McTominay suddenly had license to play. He started driving forward, pressing higher and even scoring goals. The most iconic moment came in December 2020 against Leeds United. Inside 3 minutes, McTominay scored twice. Right foot, left foot, same corner. Fastest brace from kickoff in Premier League history. That night the world saw glimpses of something more. McTominay wasn't just a water carrier. He had bite, energy and a surprising eye for goal. Over 100 appearances under Ole, brought 10 goals and 5 assists and countless midfield battles. But it still felt like United didn't know how to use him properly. Was he a 6, an 8, a destroyer, a runner? He never quite had a defined role. Then came Ten Hag, a manager with a crystal clear philosophy: possession football, control and technical precision. McTominay fought hard at first, starting alongside Fred, but when Casemiro arrived, the writing was on the wall. A 5-time Champions League winner versus a dependable squad player. There was only going to be one winner. Scott had his moments: the stoppage time race against Brentford, goals against Chelsea, captaining United at Anfield. He even scored crucial goals in the FA Cup. But everyone could see it, he wasn't in Ten Hag's long-term plans. And so, after 20 plus years at Man United, McTominay faced a crossroad: stay, pick up minutes here and there, and be remembered as the reliable lad, or take a risk, leave the only club he'd ever known and try to prove himself all over again. He chose to gamble. Summer 2024, Napoli needed new energy in midfield. Antonio Conte needed a tireless warrior, and for £25 million, Scott McTominay moved to Italy. No brand unveiling, no viral videos, just a quiet exit from Man United. For most people, it was a shrug of the shoulders. Decent signing, they said. Nobody thought it was the start of something historic. But Conte saw what others didn't. To Mourinho, Scott was a destroyer. To Ole, he was a runner. To Ten Hag, he was the backup. But to Conte, he was the missing piece. Conte didn't restrict him, he unleashed him. Instead of telling him to sit deep, Conte told him to push forward, win the midfield. Yes, but arrive in the box, drive play, be a difference maker. The transformation was instant. On his Serie A debut, McTominay scored within 25 seconds. Not a scrappy tap-in, but a perfectly timed run into the box. It was a statement. And it didn't stop there. Against AC Milan at the San Siro, he dominated the midfield and scored. Against Fiorentina, he produced a 90th-minute winner and a 3-2 comeback. Against Juventus, he ran their midfield ragged in a gritty 2-1 win. Napoli fans began to realize this wasn't just a workhouse. This was the new leader. By the end of the season, McTominay's numbers were staggering. 12 goals, 6 assists, more than he ever managed in England. He led Serie A in duels contested, he scored the most opening goals and he covered more distance than almost any other player in the league. But then the moment that sealed his legacy came on the final day. Napoli needed a win to secure the Scudetto. The stadium was boiling with pressure, and in the 41st minute, McTominay scored a scissor kick that ripped through the net and ripped the title away from their rivals. Napoli were champions, McTominay was their heartbeat, and when the dust settled, he was named Serie A MVP. And then came the ultimate twist. Just weeks later, McTominay's name appeared on the Ballon Dor shortlist. From being called limited and safe in England to standing alongside the best footballers in the world, Messi, Haaland and Mbappe, and now McTominay, was more than recognition of one great season. It was validation, proof that in the right system with the right manager, McTominay was capable of levels nobody thought was possible. In Naples, McTominay has become more than a footballer. He's a hero, a symbol of fight, grit and belief. The city loves him because he reflects them, underestimated, doubted but impossible to ignore. And the big question is this: can he do it again? Was this one miraculous season, or is Scott McTominay truly among Europe's elite midfielders? Can he carry Napoli into the Champions League? Can he climb even higher than this? Whatever happens, one thing is already certain. McTominay has rewritten his legacy. From dependable backup at Old Trafford to MVP in Naples. From mocked as limited to nominated for the Ballon d'Or. So what do you think? Did Man United miss Scott McTominay's potential, or did he simply need a manager like Conte to unlock the player hidden inside him all along? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because stories like this remind us why football isn't just a sport, it's about revenge, redemption, reinvention and rewriting history. Scott McTominay, from squad player to Ballon d'Or nominee.